Roger, Roger, Brick Fanatics, the LEGO Group has unveiled the latest in the increasingly large collection of brick-built Star Wars droids. This time around, we're going all the way back to the beginning, to the very, very earliest days of LEGO Star Wars for a B-1 Battle Droid. The Battle Droid has been a staple of LEGO Star Wars since all the way back at its inception with the Episode 1 sets that came in 1999. For example, 7121 Naboo Swamp, which comes with two of these Battle Droids riding on single trooper assault platforms, or STAPs, or STAPs if you're that kind of pedant. Of all of the brick-built droids that we've had in recent years, this was one that I was looking forward to the most, if only because of that nostalgic connection, because in the year 2000 we got a Technic-built Battle Droid, which remains just one of those sets that I have a nostalgic fondness for simply because I remember it from my childhood. Not necessarily saying that it's anything particularly special, just that it meant something to LEGO Star Wars fans of a particular age when it came out. Looking at the new set, I am a little bit conflicted, because on the one hand it's kind of exactly what I wanted and more, but on the other hand it feels just a little bit less than the sum of its parts. The Battle Droid contains 1,088 parts to be specific, which is a few short of the 1,138 contained in the C-3PO brick-built figure that we got last year. I'm using the C-3PO figure in particular as a kind of barometer for the size and the scale of all of these sets, simply because I think it's a nice kind of standard humanoid size. Also, yes, C-3PO contains 1138 pieces. That's probably not an accident. But despite having only a few pieces less than C-3PO, the Battle Droid does feel significantly less substantial, and part of that is of course because that's the design of the Battle Droid, but part of it is because a lot of those elements are going into not the Battle Droid itself, but into the STAP. And so I find myself a little bit torn here, because on the one hand it does look brilliant with the Battle Droid riding on the STAP. It's an absolutely fantastic looking little set, and it does harken back to the earliest days of LEGO Star Wars, which is quite nice to see. But on the other hand, because you've got the droid and its flying vehicle here, it means that the droid itself is a little bit less well developed, there's less pieces that have gone into it, but then on the other hand, that's entirely fitting for a Battle Droid, because these things are meant to be skeletally thin, they're not meant to have a lot to them, they're meant to feel a little bit flimsy. So I'm not really sure about this set, and I am quite interested to read the comments on this video just to see what other people think of the Battle Droid and whether or not this is a good design. One thing I think most LEGO Star Wars fans will agree on here though is that there was an opportunity to do something different, something important, something innovative with the Battle Droid in this set, and that opportunity has been missed. I refer specifically to the minifigure scale Battle Droid that comes in the box alongside the brick-built Battle Droid. All of these brick-built droids that we've had in recent years have come with a minifigure scale companion alongside the actual brick-built droid. So you've got R2-D2, you've got K2SO, you've got Chopper, you've got BD-1 if you go back a few years. That one was brilliant because it was the first time that we had that mold used in a LEGO set. There's even a little brick-built droidica to go alongside the destroyer droid. But with the Battle Droid, you just get the classic Battle Droid. This is something that we've all got maybe 20 to 30 of just kind of sat in a drawer somewhere because we don't really know what to do with them. The humble Battle Droid, this is a brilliant example, has been around for a very long time. I think some of these pieces might be from either 1999 or the early 2000s. It's all kind of mixed in together on this particular one that I'm holding here. And it's an excellent example of some of the wonderful things about this, but also some of the tremendous flaws that there is in this design. So if you've not seen our video from last year on the genesis of LEGO Star Wars, just as a quick recap, the LEGO Group wasn't planning on doing LEGO Star Wars. Lucasfilm came to them and said, hey, we're basically tying in with every major toy company for the release of Star Wars Episode 1. Would you like to get in on this? And there were some heated discussions within the LEGO Group about whether or not Star Wars was a good fit for the LEGO brick in general. And eventually they decided, yeah, all right, we'll do it. But they had a very short time span in order to get those sets on the shelves in stores. And so any original mold that was made for those LEGO Star Wars sets from 1999 was made very quickly as well. And you can kind of tell that with the Battle Droid. In some cases, it's phenomenal that this thing has lasted as long as it has without any major change. They have been cranking these things out for years now, where characters like Darth Vader have had a helmet redesign, the Stormtroopers have had a helmet redesign, Luke Skywalker's gone through many different wig designs in that period of time. There are very few LEGO elements from the original 1999 LEGO Star Wars sets that are entirely the same today as they were 25, 26 years ago. I think one of the only other examples I can think of is the lightsaber hilt, but then even that has had a change in the materials used and in the way that that is produced, so that it is using a different kind of plastic to give it a different kind of shimmery, shiny sheen to it. So yeah, there have been small changes to the battle droids over time. This is an old school one, which means that it has the original arms, which mean that it holds all of its guns sideways like it's trying to be cool. But other than that one change to the battle droid arm, this thing is the same now as it was back then, and that's why I've got some parts here from old battle droids mixed in with parts from new battle droids, because they're all the same. And I've got to be honest, I've never quite loved this design. You've got the issue of the legs that are not separately articulated, right? And that's something that we also see with LEGO Friends mini dolls, and that's something that detractors of the mini doll will often point out as being one of the big flaws of that design. For example, I think somebody pointed out, it might have been Brotherhood Workshop, that the mini dolls are not great for stop motion LEGO brick films, simply because you can't move their legs individually. And that's fair enough, but that's also true of the battle droid. So considering how many Star Wars fan films have been made with LEGO bricks over the years, it would be wonderful if those brick film makers could have articulated legs on their battle droids. There's also the issue that so much of this design is built around these clips, and they're not the sturdiest. So I've got several of these where they just they sink over time. They don't stay upright very well. But the bigger issue is in the arms. This is one of many battle droid arms that I own that has cracked there, and so does not stay in place anymore, and so it has to go on that way around instead. I can feel the other side of that one weakening as well. It's a problem that has existed for a very long time. I think it was more of an issue, it might be that it was more of an issue with the older plastic that was used, because this has had a change in plastic over the years. It might simply be that I'm not quite as hard wearing on my battle droids now as an adult as I was as a teenager or as a younger man, and as such these do kind of last a little bit better. I feel like the newer plastic though is just a little bit more sturdy, but either way it's not great. And then you've also got a similar clip for the head, and that also just doesn't do it. So with all of these clips that make up the battle droid, it's a little bit, I mean, it's appropriate that it's a little bit spindly, a little bit fiddly. It falls to pieces very easily, because that's in keeping with battle droids in Star Wars. The problem is that if you are trying to do anything with this battle droid, there's a lot of points here where there are just issues of slippery joints or pieces that can crack or things that can wear out over time. And as I said, it's been 26 plus years now since this thing was designed, and it was designed to hit a very aggressive deadline, so it's a wonder that these things have held up as well as they have. But that's all the more reason why this would have been a perfect opportunity to update the battle droid and give us a new, different battle droid, something that is a little bit more in keeping with the kind of LEGO designs that we have across all of the rest of LEGO Star Wars in the year 2025. Because if you're not going to update the minifigure scale design for the brick-built battle droid, which really should be the definitive battle droid package from the LEGO group, then when are you going to update this thing? I guess we're kind of going to just have this for a while yet to come. I don't imagine that there's going to be any changes. If they haven't done it now for the brick-built battle droid, they're probably not going to do it anytime soon. And I guess that's great for uniformity, and anybody who's got a large collection of battle droids doesn't need to necessarily feel like their older battle droids are obsolete. But also, they're kind of dated anyway. They definitely feel like they're from a different era than anything else in the LEGO catalogue this year. But these minor points of grumbling out of the way, what do you think of the brick-built B1 battle droid and STAP? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and do all of the rest of the YouTube things. Give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe and the notification bell. Make sure that if you are going to be purchasing this set or any other LEGO set in the near future, that you use the affiliate link which is down in the description, or the QR code that is currently on screen. They take you straight to the LEGO website. We get a percentage of the sale when you purchase through those links, but it doesn't cost you a penny extra. Just a nice way to support Brick Fanatics, the channel, and the website. Speaking of, you can go to the website, brickfanatics.com, for coverage of all things LEGO Star Wars, and sign up to our newsletter so that you never miss anything LEGO related ever again. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Roger, Roger.